All right, Dustin, you ready to try some fermented stuff?
Yes.
All right.
Let's do it.
What do you think?
It's tangy but spicy. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that has a little kick to it.
It's pretty good though. What would this go with?
I was thinking use this in place of sauerkraut, like on a Reuben or something. Have a little spicy Reuben.
I want a Reuben now.
Pretty good. It has a nice crunch to it. Neither Dustin nor I have ever been big okra fans, but a coworker gave me a jar of fermented okra to try out, and I had one at work.
I can't say that I'm for or against okra. I just look at okra and it makes me want to vomit. I don't, it's a mental thing.
It's kind of slimy, like it'll probably look slimy, see?
Oh my gosh.
All right, y'all, you see this?
That looks gross.
I don't know if you can see the kind of sliminess coming off. It doesn't taste slimy. What'd you think of that?
No, thank you.
Well, now that we know that this recipe is a keeper, let me show you how we make it. This recipe calls for 4 pounds of any crunchy, hearty greens. Skip the lettuce on this one, it would turn to mush. You can add grated radish or carrot. We went for carrot here. But when you're all done chopping up your greens and shredding any carrots or radish or whatever, you gotta weigh your produce because you're going for 4 pounds of produce total. And you actually really do have to weigh it because the salt to veggie ratio is important here. If you have any really coarse stems, like at the bottom of these kale leaves, remove those, but you can leave the smaller ones. Those will work out just fine. We used about 2 tablespoons of garlic and ginger root for this, but feel free to scale back if you're not a big fan of either. If you're using the carrots or daikon radish, 1 large or 2 small of either would work just fine. For 4 pounds of veggies, you'll use 2 tablespoons of any non-iodized salt, and you just start massaging the greens to start drawing all the moisture out. I don't have any bowls that are big enough to hold all of these shredded greens, so I'll start working the salt through some of it, and once it starts breaking down, then I'll add more greens to the bowl and just keep working it through until basically the water will easily just pour right out of these greens. Have 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. If you don't have a wooden packer, you can use anything really, even like a wooden spoon. You just want to be sure that all of the veggies are going to be able to stay submerged below the brine. If you don't have any glass fermentation weights, then you can just use one of the larger green leaves and put it over the top of all the shredded veggies in your jar And that way, if any little bits try to float up, then they'll stay beneath that larger leaf and kind of get trapped under there. You'll want to skim off any floaty bits because that will be what will make your ferment more likely to mold. Try tasting it after about 7 to 10 days, and when it's tangy enough, go ahead and pop it in the fridge. Hope you enjoy it. Take care, guys. Till next time.